When you are trying to negotiate with a literally a retired Red Army general on patent infringements around China. But what it was a painful lesson to us that said, you have to keep competing on innovation. You have to stay competitive. You don't know where your competitors are going to come from. They could come from Southern California, they could come from China, they could come from Bangladesh. But with a connected world, you've got to be ready to compete. You've got to stay innovative along the way. The other remarkable example of what telepresence can bring was a very personal example I used with my family. When we lived in Bangalore, we went to our telepresence room in Bangalore one Saturday morning. My mother and father-in-law, who live in Southern California, came to our office down the road in Irvine. As we sat down to begin this meeting, the lights went on. My wife bursts into tears. My daughter runs up to the screen to hug her grandmother because it was just an absolute close to imperfection. We have not yet developed the feature of virtual hugs on that technology yet. Maybe with UCI's help, we can add that to the features ahead. But I was also asked to talk about leadership. And boy, what can I add to leadership that this team has not already studied, that's not already perfected? If you check out the UCI website, it talks about commitment, technology skills, supervisory skills, goal setting. It's an impressive set. I would just like to add, please use those skills that you have learned here and apply them to the business world. Help lead the business world. I'm always amazed that I have some unbelievably qualified people and educated people in the business world, especially in the MBA classes. But people are proud of their MBAs, but they don't actually utilize it enough, in my humble opinion. Companies like mine spend millions of dollars on consultants when we have fantastic students like this working for us already. Please have the confidence in business. No matter what your tenure, no matter what your background, have the confidence of the great things you have learned here at UCI to make companies like ours even better than we already are. But the three filters I'd like to add are change, perspective, and opportunity. I think I've embraced all three of them in my career, and reflecting on what has made me successful and keeps me successful are those three things. Change, perspective, and opportunity. Maybe there's a new acronym there, CPO. But the rate of change is unbelievably accelerating. We often talk about getting comfortable with change. And I'm sorry, change is comfortable for you when it happens to you. It's not comfortable for me when it happens for me. I took my whole family to India. I took my kids to one of the best schools in India, TISB in Bangalore. That was a lot of change. But I will share with you, we had more experiences from a family, from an education, and from a business perspective in the first year we were there than in the prior 10. The vibrant culture, the competitive dynamic, Western culture trying to figure out how to work and collaborate with Eastern culture was an amazing inspirational experience. There is a line that I use a lot in business, and I'd like to share it with you. When you're faced with a lot of change, when you're faced with a lot of uncertainty, and in these current economic times, you've got to be prepared for a lot of uncertainty. There is a phrase we use a lot at Cisco, and it is, deal with the world the way it is, not the way you might want it to be. Sometimes in business you get a little bit carried away with, well, what if, or if only doesn't count in business. It is all what you're dealing with right now. Whether it's a competitive dynamic, a challenge in your personal life, you have to deal with the world the way it is. And that is when leadership kicks in. So please embrace change. It is not slowing down one bit. But secondly, keep it all in perspective. A very good colleague of mine talked to me a couple of weeks ago and reminded me of the randomness of life. As high achievers, we're all focused on the goal, we're all focused on the achievement, but sometimes there is a randomness of life. You have to keep things in perspective, in good times and bad times. But I would also encourage you to keep a positive mental attitude. An acronym I live by, PMA, a positive mental attitude. It is all about perspective. The press is full about the record unemployment rates of 8.2% in North America. Why don't we talk more about what the other 91.8% do? We focus on the small piece, not the big piece. We focus about how good the brick economies are, yet there are billions spent in the mature worlds all today. Something we have the opportunity to compete and enjoy with. Stay positive. Your glass has to be half full, not half empty. That glass might get a little dirty or a little murky over time, but stay positive and enjoy that. But also, think about the opportunity ahead. What an amazing opportunity. What a great foundation you have to enjoy. But I'd also challenge you to think about what opportunity really is. Business school and Cisco says, stay close to our customers. UCI is a great customer of ours. Listen to what they need. I want to challenge that conventional thinking a little bit. If Henry Ford had asked his customer base what they needed, what do you think the reply would have been? We need to get these horses running faster. We need to develop steroids for oats. Versus he innovated and generated and created the motor car industry. Steve Jobs, how many iPhone users, how many iPad users in the crowd today? If Steve Jobs had asked the world and consultants what the world needed, they would have said the last thing we need is another device to carry around with us. Yet here we are with the iPad, the iPhone, an indispensable business tool and personal tool to run our lives. Forget about timeouts. If I try and take my iPad off my son Alec or my daughter Ella, boy, that is motivation in life for my children. Tesco's in Korea leveraging technology. There's opportunity out there. You can compete, you have to compete. Believe in yourselves, believe in the value you add. What you have just invested in, what this day celebrates, is an amazing investment, an amazing competitive advantage. The world is full of opportunity. We've got to figure out how to go get it. So therefore, we live in exponential times. The world is flatter, more connected than in any generation in history. But embrace that change. Keep life in a positive perspective. Enjoy figuring out every opportunity as life goes ahead. You have two significant advantages that this investment gives you from what you learned from UCI. The statistics from this school are more than impressive. The caliber of this faculty is amazing. I have the good fortune to work with the advisory school. The reason I continue to do it, they make me better and they make Cisco better than we already are. But take advantage of that. Second thing, everyone has to take an action item from today. One action item. Update your LinkedIn accounts. Seriously, everyone in this room, look around you. Look at the person you are sitting next to. That could be your next CEO. That could be your next VP of sales. That could be your next head of engineering. Do not lose that opportunity to stay connected with the unbelievable talent in this room, both from a faculty and educational support perspective, but for future people that you know will be successful. So I want to say I couldn't be more proud to share this moment with you. You should feel very proud, very excited, and very competitive. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the UCI Class of 2012.